Hello, it's Peter Wright and Kathleen Beauvais from the Yakking Show with the week that was, our normal weekly wrap up for the week ending Friday, the 15th of December, 2023. That's right, Christmas next week. Excuse me, next weekend. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping, like me, better get a move on. Anyway, Kathleen, how are you doing, Kathleen?
I'm doing great, Peter. Thanks for that. You haven't done your Christmas shopping yet? Typical.
No. I only buy
Email.
one or two presents. I bought. No, I have actually. I've got someone else to buy one, which was a very important person who I'm seeing on Monday, and I buy one other present myself, and that's normally a Christmas Eve. What am I going to get her type thing, right? So, and she says she doesn't. This is my good lady. She says she doesn't want anything for the house. So I think I might buy a new wrench for my socket set. She would probably quite enjoy that. And what do you
Oh,
think?
Peter. No.
No, doesn't that work?
We need to have a chat. We need to
It's, it sounds like it. Anyway, all jokes aside, uh, for those of you who won't be watching next week, we wish you a happy Christmas and New Year. But we will certainly hope to have one more contact with you. Let's talk about the guests we had on the Yakking Show this week. On Tuesday, it was Susan Wilking Horan. Susan, a very interesting lady. She's a three-time cancer survivor, three different types of cancer. Uh, she's a public speaker, and she does a huge amount of work for the community where she is in California, helping other women, particularly, get over cancer and ideas to prevent it and what you can do if you get it and mental attitude. I thought she was really good. She has a very interesting side to the business that she and her husband are in, but I'll let you talk about that, Kathleen. Why don't you tell our audience about that?
Well, while we were interviewing her, what was kind of interesting was that in the background there was an image of the Betty Boop character. And for those of you, I mean, Betty Boop is a world famous character, cartoon character that's been around for 90 years. Can you imagine 90
Yeah.
years? And so after we stopped the recording, she mentioned that her family and on her husband's side, her husband's great grandfather was responsible for creating the character. Can you imagine? So she uses the Betty Boop character now in some of the publications that she creates, doesn't
Hmm.
she? Yeah.
She does indeed. And now that you've raised that one, let's tell our audience about our featured author of the week, which is our guest, Susan Wilking Horan. And her latest book, recently published, is called Betty Boop's Guide to a Bold and Balanced Life. Lessons from Betty's old cartoons about respect, health, love, and courage.
Yeah.
So there's a link. There'll be a link in the newsletter and in the description on the video if you're looking for Christmas presents, last minute Christmas presents, like I have to do. That might be a good one to try. So
There
anyway,
you go.
I thought that was good. And
Yes.
then next week on Tuesday, we have Rachel Fleischman. Rachel is a psychotherapist, a workshop facilitator, a wellness expert, educator, mental health advocate, and she helps clients unlock issues which are held inside the body by
Mhm.
using her proprietary work merging talk therapy with expressive arts. And she was telling us how she has a workshop called Dance Your Bliss, and she helps people through music and dance and movement release some of these inner tensions. And I said, is that just for women? Because I can't imagine me dancing my bliss, quite honestly. And she said, no, quite a few men do it too. And she seems to get good results. She was a really
Mhm.
interesting person to talk to.
Yes.
I asked her, I said it's my observation that more people struggle with anger, fear, and depression nowadays than when I was growing up 50 years ago. Am I correct? She had a very interesting answer to that, but you're going to have to watch the episode to find that answer. So that was her. And of course, we're doing this one today. We'll do another one next week. One business tip that I picked up during the week was that if you are an online marketer and you are promoting your services or goods via email, if you also have a podcast, you will find that your podcast listeners start buying from you. Conversion is the term, 2 to 8 times more frequently than if they're only getting emails. So that's significant. So for no other reason, if you're online marketers, you need to have a podcast because you'll increase your
Yeah.
conversion rate. And if you don't know how to start a podcast, get hold of Kathleen and me, and we'll show you how to do it. That's one of the
Exactly.
services that we offer. And
Yes.
then on the medical side, there were quite a few interesting ones.
Mhm.
This personal one. I had to have my artificial lens in my left eye, which was replaced with cataracts about 3 years ago. It had to be polished with laser to get rid of a film that apparently it's quite a common occurrence. And the specialist said to me that I have got macular degeneration. It's not serious. It's something that happens with age. Many people have it. So I started doing some research on that, and one of the best ways of preventing the progress of that is to eat a lot of leafy green vegetables in your diet. They also have a special vitamin mixture called AREDS, AREDS2, which is to slow down macular degeneration. And if, like me, you've got it in one eye, that can help you developing it in the other eye. So that was a good one. We'll have some links about that.
Mm.
And then another one that I found was interesting was high dose vitamin D may stop progress of multiple sclerosis. Have you heard that one, Kathleen?
I have actually, and vitamin D is one of those vitamins that is just so, it's really a fantastic because I mean, just remember during COVID, they
Mm-hmm.
encourage people to take high doses of vitamin D, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's and of course vitamin D, if you have brittle bones, it's another one that people encourage, or the doctors encourage you to take. So it's really one of those superpower vitamins.
Important ones.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
absolutely.
right. And then the last, I came up with a lot, but I just keep three for
Mhm.
this video. The other one was microplastics and nanoplastics
Mhm.
linked to Parkinson's and dementia. So we've read
Yeah.
about the dangers of these minute plastic particles before, but they're saying that it can be from degradation of your plastic drinking bottles.
Yeah, it becomes a neurotoxin, right?
Yeah,
It becomes a
yeah, yeah,
neurotoxin, and of course it goes straight to the brain, and it's just like they tell people to stay away from the aluminum. So if you're using aluminum foil for cooking, stop, because that leaches into your food. And if you're using any deodorants or
yeah.
antiperspirants, actually, not the deodorants particularly, but the antiperspirant
Antiperspirants.
will contain small amounts of this aluminum, and you stay away from that. Absolutely stay away from that, because again, it's a neurotoxin. So
Yeah, so just on drinking bottles though, I hate using single-use plastic, so I don't. I have a couple of plastic drinking bottles. One is an old army type bottle that I use outside, and then I have one with a spout. So I find driving, if I have one with a spout, I can keep my eyes on the road while I'm sucking through the little spout. But they're both plastic. And then you say that, how do you pronounce it? I say aluminium.
neurotoxin. Oh,
Yeah, no,
aluminum.
you say aluminum. I can't. I was brought up aluminium.
Oh,
If those are dangerous, so I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying it. I always say that automatically. But what should we be using if for water bottles we can carry around?
well,
Glass.
Peter, I just bought one for my mother. And
What'd you
hopefully
buy?
she's not listening to this, because she knows she's giving us this. One of her Christmas presents is a water bottle, and it's a glass water bottle. So it's glass, and it's protected through a silicone sleeve. So you insert it into a silicone sleeve, and
Okay.
so you stay away from the plastics. You don't need to use it. And I find that stainless steel gives a
Yeah.
funny taste. It gives a funny taste to the water,
Okay.
and that's my personal opinion. And it also, if you're having anything hot in a stainless steel, I don't know, it changes the taste. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
use glass. Yeah.
Glass. Okay.
You can get
Interesting one.
glass water bottle.
Okay. So that was what I picked up on my research on health this and business this week. Nothing else on business really. Now, Kathleen, you want to talk about your health tip? Let's hand it over to you.
Well, Peter, it's not so much a health tip, but I just have to tell people about this. Oh my goodness. This past week, we had the great honor and privilege to interview Dr. Robert Morse. So he is world famous naturopath. He has a doctorate in biochemistry. Boy, oh boy, was that a fascinating interview. It's the longest interview that we've had so far.
Hmm.
We went on for an hour and a half, and we just kept asking him a whole lot of different questions from so many different from so many different areas of health. We even delved into spirituality. It was such a fabulous interview with Dr. Morse, which will be published in early January. This is something you won't want to miss. So we talked about cancers, we talked about Oh my gosh. I mean, we talked about osteoporosis. We talked about so many different conditions that a lot of people that are suffering out there that you will want to hear about. And
Yeah.
yeah, and Peter, the Wellness Company is another company that just we have great admiration for. They come out, they have developed the spike protein formula. This
Yes.
is a formula that helps people with COVID. It helps to boost the immune system. It also has particles in there that are anti-clotting, right? So that's
Hmm.
important.
Yeah.
Especially for those of you who've been vaccinated, know that that anyways, I just want to leave it at that and encourage you to check out the spike protein formula from the Wellness Company, and we are going to provide those links below. Also, if you use Yakking Show as your code, you will get some nice discounts both on Dr. Morse's site as well as the Wellness Company.
That's right. And all that information will be in the newsletter and the description of this video and in the blog on the website. That's about it. If quick reminder, if you're not getting this newsletter, you're just watching the video, if you want to make sure you get notice of all our interesting guests coming up, hop onto the website, theyakkingshow.com. You'll find a form on the front page. Put your name down. We only send you one email a week, but at least then you'll always be aware of the guests that we're bringing on in the next week or so. That's about it from me. Kathleen, do you want to wrap it up?
Yes, and of course, for those of you who are interested in being a guest on our show, please visit us at theyakkingshow.com. Click on the contacts tab where you will find a short application form. We are booked into March now, so if you want to get on the show, please get your applications in fairly quickly. And until next week, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.